Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to contribute to this important conference, and I'm sorry I cannot be with you in person today in Athens. I do hope that my ideas will add to your conversations and debates, and hopefully will also help us all to move towards real solutions. This conference is gathering at a moment of challenge and urgency. Artificial intelligence technologies are already reshaping the music landscape. AI offers new tools. It supports new modes of creativity, but it also carries grave risks. Unlike previous technological revolutions that the creative sector had to deal with, which changed the way in which content reached consumers, artificial intelligence changes the way content is created. And this poses major threats to human-created works. It also raises difficult questions about the use of human-created works for the training of AI models. At the moment, human works are being ingested into AI systems without any consent or payment. This is not training. This is theft. At the same time, AI-generated music and other forms of art are competing directly with human-made works and threaten to substitute them. In France, the music platform Deezer already announced that about 1/3 of the music uploaded to their platform is AI-generated. And Spotify recently announced that they've removed 75 million tracks that were suspected as fraudulent. This is not sustainable, and left unchecked, the consequences will be severe for the individual creators, of course, for their many business partners, and for the very foundation of the creative economy. We at CISAC have been very open and very direct in our calls to decision makers to regulate artificial intelligence in a way that protects human creators. Our proposed legislative framework rests on 3 pillars: transparency, consent, and remuneration. In essence, what this means is that artificial intelligence developers and operators must disclose what works are used by them. They must obtain authorization for this use, and they must pay rights holders fairly. In Europe, the EU AI Act, which was adopted about a year ago, seemed to go in that direction. But unfortunately, the way in which it is implemented now by the European Commission betrays the vision that many of us had hoped it would realize. The AI Act and its implementation falls short in enforcing real transparency, in protecting creators' rights, and in guaranteeing remuneration. It leaves too many loopholes. But it's also important to say that it is not all doom and gloom in the market, and we see a path forward. One recent example is the license that our member society in Sweden, STIM, have recently announced. They've announced that they've concluded the first collective license for AI music. This license establishes the principle of follow the work, which means that there will be transparency obligations both with respect to the content that went into the AI system as part of the training process, and also there will be an attribution and tracing of this original content in the output. This license demonstrates 2 important things. The first is that transparency is possible. Transparency is possible in AI systems, and AI operators can integrate transparency into their systems. The second thing is that AI operators, and this license shows that AI operators can act responsibly. They can act responsibly when they want to. They can respect copyright, and they can ensure that the revenues flow to the creators. Now, this market development is very encouraging because the alternative is very dangerous. A global study on the impact of AI that we at CISAC commissioned about a year ago showed just how much this issue is at risk and just how much the stakes are high. If AI goes unregulated, according to this study, an estimated 24% of music creators' revenues are projected to be at risk by 2028, so 3 years from now. because of this combination of unlicensed use and the substitution of human-created works by AI content. What this 24% of the market means is that the losses could reach 4 billion euros annually if AI is not regulated properly. So the economic pressure is real, it is growing, and it's urgent to deal with this issue. But if we succeed in crafting strong legislation, in adopting licenses that are rooted in attribution and transparency, and in scaling models like the one we saw now in Sweden with STIM, we can turn this disruption into an opportunity. And AI can become a partner to creators and not their competitor. So let me conclude now by saying that I think we can remain optimistic. I think our industry has always found a way to adjust to new technologies and to reap the rewards of new technologies that emerged. But many times we needed the help of governments, of legislators, and of decision makers to bring the people and the companies behind these new technologies to the negotiating table. And this time with artificial intelligence, this help from governments and legislators and decision makers is more urgent than ever before. Thank you for listening, and I wish you a very successful conference and discussions.